Motherboards these days can have so many expansion slots for adding new functionality that most people don't even know what to do with them all. At least in theory. Because thanks to modern graphics cards ballooning thermal output, almost none of them are available with single slot coolers, meaning that if you want to run a single graphics card, you take up 2 of your expansion slots. You want to run 2, boom, you just took up 4 of your expansion slots. Now, the solution to this used to be very simple. You take your graphics card, you rip that cooler off of it, and then you go ahead and you put a water block on it so that you can actually install something in the slot right next to it without compromising the cooling. Well, not if NVIDIA or AMD have anything to say about that. Check this out. Here's a couple of modern cards. You see the problem? They have connectors in the next slot over. So we're gonna show you guys how to take care of that and single slotify a modern GPU. TunnelBear is the easy-to-use VPN service that lets you browse the web as if you're in one of 20 different countries. Check out the link in the video description to learn more. So I'm actually going to start with a pre-water-cooled card. The purpose of this video is not to be a comprehensive guide on how to water-cool your graphics card, because we've actually done that before. You can check out that video right around here. No, this one is just intended to address the difficulties associated with water cooling a card that has I/O that's in the slot next to it. You know, whether you're trying to just increase the number of slots that you have access to, or whether, say for example, there's a particular type of slot that's being covered that you need, well, this should help you. And then again, last thing to be clear, I'm not necessarily recommending that you do this, because while we will be taking what I believe will be the appropriate precautions to ensure that our card still works at the end of this, your mileage may vary considerably, and this is not the kind of guide that you will find anywhere on, you know, I don't know, AMD or NVIDIA's website. So the first step is to find yourself the appropriate cutting wheel. So we're just going to be using one of the standard cutting discs and not, or reinforced cutting discs rather, and not the nubbin of a one that was on there before. Step number 2 is to remove the rear I/O plate from the card. This will subject the card itself to less metal shardage all over the place than if I were to try and cut this while it was attached. There we go. But before doing that, we are going to mask off any exposed PCB parts of the card as well as we possibly can to avoid any metal splinters or shards causing shorts on the board by just getting lodged into places and bridging contacts. So I have this handy dandy bag that's exactly the size of a video card that I'm going to try and use for that. With a water block on it, a video card is no longer exactly the size of a video card. That's okay, we'll just tape it together. Mask off the board. Okay, so the last thing to consider before the point of no return, which we are about to embark upon, is whether or not you need this connector. So this is a DVI-D, whereas this is a DVI-I. So that actually leaves us with DVI VGA, though not at the same time. Although I think they are split. Okay, I'm not actually sure. Don't quote me on that one. DVI or VGA, HDMI, and DisplayPort on this particular card. So as long as we don't need dual DVI, then we should be pretty much good to go. Now, in theory, this should work, because a disconnected connection is still a disconnected connection, whether it's here at the connector or whether it's here at the, well, we sawed it off there. So I guess without any further stalling, it's Dremel time. Let's get our vacuum cleaner in position. You know, it's called a vacuum cleaner, but you would never use it to clean a vacuum. I mean, by this logic, a car wash should use a car to wash something. It'll be up to the editor whether that gets left in or not. Wow, that's a little, that's steel. That's a little tougher than I was hoping. I think we're gonna bring out the big guns here. Ah, crap. I cut my damn vacuum. Ah. No, I didn't cut it much. I only cut it a little. Cool. Oh, wow. So there you have it. Our DVI D connector has been cleanly sheared off. I don't know exactly what difference this will make, but my sort of common sense would dictate that you want to take these connector wires here and separate them so none of them are contacting each other. What's left now is to do our PCI backplate. Now, with many cards in the past, it was possible to buy these single slot backplates that just had the I/O cutouts on the one side and nothing, no ventilation slots on the other side. But nowadays, because there's I/O here, no one really sells those anymore. So we're just going to have to make do. I'm just kind of eyeball it here. It's really not as tight as I'd normally like something like this to be held. Okay, in theory, a single slot bracket. I need a file though, these are really sharp. Ow. Okay, so now all that's left then is to reassemble our GTX Titan. Oh, you can see it is a really good thing that we masked off our video card there. You can see those metal shards that were flying around. Also, we're going to be careful now then to keep this video card oriented this way so that those don't fall out towards the card. So we're going to use a little technique that I call alcohol bath. Washes away our problems. All right, so now we can put our freshly modded backplate on there. Ah, there we go. Ah, yes. Oh no! I dropped all these screws. Ow. There you go, look at that. It almost looks natural if you ignore this. The last thing left now is to make sure that our card still works. Boom. Let's go get some water. Okay, moment of truth time. Let's find out if this sucker works. Postcode 55, what does that mean? Oh, I don't have time for this right now. These fans are not plugged in. Okay, let's try it again. Postcode 55, what are you? So it seems like it may be RAM related, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop one of these sticks out. Come on, video card. Yeah, woo! I mean, there's no real reason this shouldn't have worked. I shouldn't be that excited, but there you go, it works. I mean, oh, I guess what I haven't shown yet is installing a card next to it. Let's say we wanted a PCI Express SSD. Oh, what the heck? It's PCIe 2X. Okay, I need a 1X card. Where am I gonna get a 1X card? Okay, so let's say you needed a TV tuner. Look, I don't have to have a good reason for doing these things. Sometimes it's just because I can. Boom, TV tuner installed. Let's get it booted up into an operating system now. Cool. Well, I'm kind of stoked on this, even if no one else cares. I mean, what's the point of these fancy motherboards with all these slots if you can only use half of them, right? So I think that pretty much wraps it up then, guys. Thank you for watching. If you disliked this video, then hit that dislike button, post it on r/tech support gore, do whatever it else /cringe, wherever it is that you want to talk about what an idiot I am, but the reality of it is that it worked, so there's that. If you guys liked it, hit that like button, get subscribed to Linus Tech Tips, the little check mark, and maybe even consider supporting us, whether it's by changing your Amazon bookmark to one with our affiliate code, instructions for which are up there, by buying a cool shirt like this one, or by joining our community forum and contributing some answers, or becoming a contributor on the forum, or whatever else the case may be. Thanks again for watching, and if you guys are done doing all that stuff and you're kind of wondering, gee, what should I watch next? Maybe check out the video where I must have done something interesting recently. Well, I'm sure they'll overlay something interesting here and put some text and make it look very enticing for you to click on. That'll also be up there.